Well, hello out there again, everybody. This is Marvelous Mark's review of WWE main event for October 10th, 2012, coming from San Jose, California. And as they announced last week on the show, the main event this week is going to be Randy Orton against The Big Show. And I like what they did last week at the beginning of the program when they announced the main event was going to be CM Punk against Sheamus. They did profiles on both the wrestlers, kind of like who they are and where they've been. And then they did an interview with both Punk and Sheamus, and that, and they did that this week with Big Show and Orton. They started out doing a thing about Big Show. A lot of it was that rehash interview where it was like right after he turned on John Cena at, I believe it was the Over the Edge pay-per-view. And you had different people talking about him. You had Cena talking about him. Miz talked about him. Arn Anderson talked about him. Miz was talking about how at Ric Flair's Hall of Fame induction ceremony talking about how Big Show needs to realize his full potential, and he believes that he has, more or less. And Show's just basically saying how he's not an entertainer. It's like he's a giant, and and then they had an interview with him back in the locker room area. Josh Matthews did, and he put his fist up to Josh Matthews' face, and Big Show's fist is about as big as Josh Matthews' head. Oh man, but that was a good segment. Okay, then next they talked about Randy Orton. They did a little profile on him, like where he got to start. He got to start in OVW, and then you hear Arn Anderson talk about him, and you also hear Triple H and Batista talking about him. It just basically chronicles his career up to now, where he got to start in OVW, and then being chosen to be in Evolution by Triple H. He talked about that, and how he became the youngest world heavyweight champion in history, and they just talked a lot about that stuff. Then Matt Striker ended up talking to him in the back. He just saying how he doesn't like to lose, and he wasn't ashamed to lose the Big Show last week, or a couple weeks ago on SmackDown. And then we get to the match. One thing is for certain about the match, it certainly got a lot of time, probably more time than I've ever seen a Big Show versus Randy Orton match got. You got about 20 to 25 minutes, and for the second time in a row, Show goes over clean with a choke slam. Wow, it's pretty rare to see Randy Orton put somebody over once, but twice in a row. Wow. It sure it is the right decision, as Big Show is number one contender after all. So, but still, Cena and Sheamus, you could learn from Randy Orton. Randy Orton doesn't put just anybody over there, dude. But at least he'll put somebody over, unlike you guys. Then afterwards, Matt Striker he was going to talk to Big Show, but Big Show basically grabbed the microphone from him, and he said, "In 2 weeks, I'm going to be the world's largest champion." So next they had an interview with the World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus, and he just basically talked about his match coming up with Big Show at Hell in a Cell. Not too memorable, but he just said if he was able to beat Big Show, it would be basically a great thing. Oh, and they did have another kind of a throw-in match here, but oh jeez, it's the leader of mid-card hell, Kofi Kingston, against Mr. Not So Perfect Michael McGillicuddy. Well, right before they went to commercial, they did Kofi's entrance, and to give you an idea as how little they think of Mr. Not So Perfect Michael McGillicuddy, when they came back from the commercial, the match had already started. I mean, not only did McGillicuddy not get an entrance, hell, the match was already started and he didn't know who he was fighting until right after they got back from commercial. Wow. Anyway, Kofi goes over with the SOS, big F and D. And afterwards, Miz comes in from commentary. He talks to Kofi and talk about how he was Pearl Harbored by him on Monday Night Raw, which he was, because, hey, what the hell did Miz do besides try to hit on Larry King's wife? Hell, I would have tried to hit on Larry King's wife. Hey, if you saw Monday Night Raw, you see what she looks like. Holy shit. God, Larry, you really outkicked your coverage, and you're about 30 years older than her. But anyway. So, basically, Kofi challenges Miz to a IC title match next week on the show, which the Miz accepts. Miz tries to attack him afterwards. Kofi hits him with the Trouble in Paradise, and that ends the show. So, do I really think that Kofi's going to beat the Miz? Really? 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 He's not beating the Miz next week. Okay, anyway, my thoughts about this show. I didn't think it was quite as good as last week, although the Big Show Randy Orton match got plenty of time, and then you got a horseshit match between Kofi Kingston and Mr. Not So Perfect. If it did anything, it set up the match next week for the IC title between Kofi and the Miz. I don't see Kofi winning. Miz will retain. Kofi, you're stuck in mid-card hell for life. The best thing for you is to turn heel, but that probably won't happen because you're stuck in mid-card hell. But anyway, let me know what you thought down below, and I will talk to you later. This has been Marvelous Mark from the Off the Rope Show. Since 2010, we've been entertaining ourselves while you watch us. Good night, everybody.